what transpired?
Just extremely disappointed. Thought we had a chance to put them away a number of times throughout the game. I thought the penalties we had on a number of drives just killed us. I thought we had some good momentum and then had a penalty that kind of ended the drive on 2 big drives. That cost us points on both of them. Still should have put it away there on that last drive and had every opportunity to, and missed a couple opportunities to do that. And when we did that, we gave them a chance, and I thought our defense played great all game until that last drive. But let them hang around, and when you let people hang around, that's what happens.
Your offensive possession before the very last one there, you had a 4th and 6, I think, and then they called timeout, and then it seemed like there was another stoppage of some sort. We didn't get an explanation. What happened there?
Yeah, I thought they called 2 timeouts in a row, so I thought there was a penalty. They said that they didn't on the second one. So.
Defense playing well, but when Geno Smith gets those 2 big runs at the end, is that a breakdown, or is that just him making great plays?
No, it's not a breakdown. It's just getting through the D-line. Everyone was in coverage. One was versus zone, the first one. The next one, I believe, was versus man. No one was open in the rhythm of the play, and you got to keep him in the pocket, and he broke through there, and especially on the touchdown run, guys in man coverage had their backs to him, and can't let him out of the pocket there.
Moses' issue was the same thing he was dealing with all week, and it just went?
No, I think it was a different one. Yeah.
The team has you've talked about second half surges being better in the second half. Hasn't quite happened yet. How disappointing is that? How can you put your finger on why it's not happening?
Yeah, it didn't happen because what I just answered in this game. We had our opportunities to win this game. I'm not going to talk about the whole second half. The second half just started of the season, if that's what you mean. And we won last week and lost this week, and thought we had every opportunity to win this game, and we didn't get it done. So we've got to make sure we find a way to win next week.
Are you saying that Bosa had a separate hip injury? Mm-hmm. Is it the other hip? Is it?
Yeah, the other one. Not hip, oblique.
You mentioned that you haven't been able to get the running game too consistently. Is that just blocking there? Well, what are you saying on not being able to kind of pop one?
I think we didn't break a big one today. I mean, last time versus them, I think we had a 174-yarder and 138-yarder. Today it was some solid running, but no big ones. They did a good job not letting us get through their secondary, but when you don't get a big one, it's tough to get those yards.
Rock today.
Same as everyone. Did some good things and missed some things.
Juwan Jennings obviously had a pretty good game, 4th quarter. How much do you guys miss George Kittle, though? It seems like whenever he's out of the lineup, it really does affect the offense.
Yeah, whenever you're missing good players, it's always a big deal. It's, we went a little extra. We played Jalen Moore a little bit at tight end today. Something different to help with that. Thought Eric stepped it up and did good, especially showing up this morning sick and things like that. But yeah, it's George is a great player, so it always helps when he's out there.
Did you have any kind of setback, or was that just from the irritation?
No setback. Just couldn't go. Would have been too risky.
What would you say to the team about this loss?
Kind of exactly what I just said to you guys. Like, we had every opportunity to run away with that and put it away. Thought the defense did a bunch of that, especially getting that turnover in the 3rd quarter. Felt real good about going in and scoring, and we couldn't overcome the penalties. It happened on 2 of our drives that cost us points, I think, at the end of the second half, and also in the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The other drive in the first half, the other punt. We had the turnover on that one drive in the first half, but it's when you have opportunities to do it and you hurt yourself with penalties and a few missed opportunities, you got to finish it there at the end. And I was disappointed because I thought the offense had every chance to do that, and we didn't get it done there. And
Bosa was having such a strong game up to the point where he got hurt. How debilitating is it to look, for everybody to look and see their defensive player of the year standing on the sidelines when the game's in the balance?
I mean, we don't think about that in the moment. I mean, just like his question with George, helps when Nick's out there, especially on that last drive and stuff. But thought we had a couple opportunities to get to him. I think we did get a sack or 2 on that last drive, but him getting those 2 scrambles killed us.
He scrambled a lot in this game. Was he leaving the pocket prematurely, or were guys not getting open on those plays?
He's been scrambling every game all year. So sometimes it's because he has a lane, sometimes because someone's not open. It's a different one to every single play. There's never just one narrative on when he scrambles.
I think they mentioned that Bosa was able to play through the hip injury last week. Clearly, he wasn't able to play through
No,
today.
it was a different hip injury. Yeah, it was the other hip.
It was the other hip. My question is, the seriousness of this hip injury, do you think it will be like similar to Kittle's situation where he was able to kind of practice this week but wasn't able to go? Do you think it's the same for Bosa next week, or you're not so sure right now?
I hope so. I mean, I don't know anything but what I told you guys. It's hip oblique, and it's his other hip, and he couldn't return to the game, which means it was bothering him. So we'll see how he is tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too big of a deal, but that's all we really know right now.
Challenges, was they telling you upstairs that there was clear calls, or was it borderline even when you threw the flag?
I mean, no, you're not totally 100% sure. We felt pretty close to it. They went hurry up on both of them, and I thought it was too big of a down to risk it. I still believe that they were out, but you can't totally tell with the camera angles. And when it does go that way and you can't fully see it with the angles, they're not going to overturn it. That's it? All right, guys.
Francisco 49ers. kind of seemed like the offense wasn't clicking out there today. Was there anything that Seattle was doing that they showed differently from the first time you guys played them?
No, I think their scheme was pretty similar. It was just one of those games where you just couldn't hurt yourself, and I feel like we had just some mishaps with some penalties, and we had opportunities where we're moving the ball and we just kept hurting ourselves. And so operationally, I feel like we got to be better and can't hurt ourselves. And once we have momentum, we got to keep running with it. And we got to finish drives. So.
Ball back with just under 4 minutes, up 4. What are you thinking there, and how disappointing was it that you could not continue that drive?
Yeah, it was obviously just stay on the field. Try to move the chains, get them to use their timeouts, and run out the clock. And we failed in that area. So. Got to execute better. Got to stay on the field, find a way, and we didn't. So we gave him a chance at the end, and yeah, that's what happened.
Debo there, I think on second down, went high. Was it because the defender was cutting across? Can you explain what happened there?
From what I can remember, yeah, it was more of like I thought I was trying to just keep it away from a backer, and then it sailed on me. So got to watch the film and see what happened.
Kyle's talked about giving you 2 play calls in the huddle and letting you choose at the line of scrimmage. I think I saw you make one canned call in the game. Were you liking the first play call that he was giving you, or was he just giving you one play?
It just depends on the play. Sometimes, we're already in the right look, what the defense is giving us, and so we're going to run the play. And so, that's just really how it went for this game. It wasn't, I'm going to go into the game and I'm going to try to can and change all the plays as much as I can. They called the first play, and it's the right look, and we run it. So that's just how it went.
You're always trying to win every game, looking at just at one game, but you're 5-5. You got some teams ahead of you in the playoff race. Do you almost have to think you got to win out? How do you think about the big picture?
Yeah, I think that's our mindset for sure, is to win every single game, and you got to do it one at a time. You can't look too far ahead. Up next is Green Bay, and we have to be all in on that and not look up. We just have to look down and do our jobs, get better as a unit, and we just got to find a way to win. It's the NFL. It's not easy, and nothing's ever given to you. So.
Not a lot of chunk plays, not a lot of big plays today. Was that because of the defense or what?
The Seattle defense you're talking about? I think they just did a good job with, taking away our opportunities to go deep. They did, they kept everything in front of them, it felt like. And so that's from what I can remember. Obviously, I got to go watch the film and see.
You're going to play with whoever you got, but to not have the guy that you really rely on out there, George, on third downs and for plays that you really need, it has a huge factor, isn't it?
For sure. When you got an explosive tight end like George, he can block, run, catch the ball, do everything. A defense has to account for him. And so, we love our tight ends here, but George is definitely, extraordinary and what he brings to the table. So obviously we'd love to get him healthy and get him back.
Any sense, Brock, like on Thursday that you wouldn't have him?
I really didn't know. He was out at practice and we were throwing a couple routes and stuff. So we were just hoping that, come game time, he'd be healthy and feel good. So, he ended up not playing today. So.
You said nothing ever comes easy. Obviously, it did in the past, but some of those mistakes, penalties, and things like that, you have in the past been able to overcome them. Does it feel like the margin for error is slimmer this year? And if so, how is that kind of showing up week to week?
It's the NFL. You never want to put yourself in a hole. The guys across the other side of the ball, man, like they're the best in the world at what they do, and so. Anytime you have some kind of holding, false start, or something that can hinder you, it's never a good thing. And so obviously, in the years past, it's like we can put that behind us and play the next play. That's the same for right now. But we just gotta look at the film, be real with ourselves, and just try to limit those kind of things, man. Because just because we had success the last couple of years doesn't mean the next play or just because something bad happens to us, we're just magically gonna make up for it. Like we got to have the chip on our shoulder to go take it every single play and down and game. So we just got to get back to that mindset.
What was Kyle's message to the team in the locker room after the game?
We just ran through the game and we had plenty of opportunities to win that game, take it over, and we failed at it. And he obviously took ownership for himself as well, and we all did in the locker room. And we're all not satisfied with how we played, but he said, next game is up. We got to watch the film, get better from this, and focus on Green Bay.
If you guys had won that third down conversion to Juwan, where he ran through about 4 guys, would have been pretty significant. What would you see from your vantage point, and is that kind of reflective of just his tenacity and desire.
What play you talking about? The
Plays before the touchdown pass to Juwan.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just who he is. You give him a chance and an opportunity, man, he'll make the most of it. And he's going to fight for every yard, and he's one of the toughest guys on the field. And he inspires all of us, man, just the way he plays and the energy that he brings. And you saw that. The whole stadium fed off that after that. So love playing with him, love going to war with that guy. And we just got to continue to get better together. Thanks, guys.
You're moving a little gingerly. How did you emerge from this game physically?
Not great. Yeah, that's why I had to stop playing.
What happened on that second sack?
It did. I guess I was compensating. Pushed through last week, and the same thing happened to my other oblique. So, see what I'm feeling like tomorrow.
Both obliques are hurting you?
Yes.
How difficult is it to be standing on the sideline when you're seeing this game get decided?
Brutal. The most important time in the game for me to be out there, I wasn't able to be. So, I hate missing time. That's why I pushed through last week, and hopefully it's not too long.
You guys have said it's not panic time, or you know the quality of the people you have in there. You're 5-5 now. How do you see the big picture?
It's kind of hard to think about the big picture right now, but we have a lot of games left, and all we got to do is get in the dance, and I definitely still have confidence.
You said hopefully it's not too long. What's your concern level that you're going to have to miss some time?
It's definitely there. I don't know. I got to see.
They've been playing very well throughout this game. I would imagine you would agree. But what happened on that last drive?
Yeah, we just couldn't get a stop. And, Gino, kudos to him using his legs to extend the drive and ultimately get in the end zone. We got to find a way. We didn't.
It's maybe simplistic, but the numbers suggest Bosa left and the Seahawks offense kind of took off. Obviously, it's significant to lose him. Is that too simplistic to say, though?
Yeah, I think so. I think I think Leonard he had that big sack late at the end there. In the back end, we got to be stickier and understand the situation. Got to have it. Gino's going to come alive and want to extend the play, so we got to just be more aware in that situation.
What's the frustration level that you've now blown these leads in the fourth quarter to your divisional opponents, and how much confidence do you have that you can fix that?
Yeah, no, it's just infuriating, honestly. But yeah, I'm always gonna have all the confidence in the world in everybody that we have in our building. All the answers are in here. It's just about doing it.
What do you want your teammates and yourself to take from this game going into Green Bay?
Just playing a full 4 quarters defensively. When we have the opportunity to win the game, go win it.
Is it infuriating? Is it also puzzling? I mean, you guys have a pedigree, to keep losing games like this doesn't seem like.
Yeah, it's not like us, and but that's just what we've shown this year. So I guess until we stop doing that, then that's who we are.
What was your view of the touchdown run at the end in particular? What was the breakdown on that play?
Yeah, I mean we're just we're in man coverage, and so that means it's gonna be hard for us to get to him if he escapes because everybody got their back turned to him. So yeah, gotta be better. Yeah, I don't know. Do I will? I don't know. It's football, it's crazy out there. All right.
the mood of that locker room was after the game?
Not great. I think definitely a tough loss, but just like any week, you got to correct the mistakes, get back to it, and we got a big one this week.
What was the thing about this game, Christian, that kind of stands out in your mind about the opportunities that got away?
I think we'll check the tape and see. I don't like making big statements right after the game, so we'll check the tape and see. I think it's important, from my perspective, I just got to look at myself and see what I can correct and do it.
Has been an issue this season for the Niners, kind of closing games, if you will. A few of the guys in the locker room saying that you guys just kind of got to figure out how. You've been able to kind of watch a few games, but then also play in a couple too. So it's just like, what do you think is the issue with closing out games with this team from what you've been able to see?
I think each game has its own lens. They're all different. This game, I feel like as an offense, I think I got to make a better read on one of those runs and maybe close it out there. And so, from my perspective, that's what I got to do. It'd be great to not give them the ball back at the end there and be able to ice it. So, I think everybody can look in the mirror and look at themselves and find a few things to work on and get better at to help close games out.
How do you assess yourself in these first 2 games back? Do you feel like yourself?
I can be a lot better. I feel like I can be a lot better. To miss time with an injury is always tough. It's not an excuse, but I know I can be a lot better. I feel it. It's coming. I just got to get rolling.
Christian, how do you emerge out of these 2 games physically? How do you feel?
Physically, I feel good. It's just getting everything back to normal.
You feel like you are close to a long one, popping a long one, popping a couple of them?
Yeah.
You have a sense of how long it will take you to feel like you know you can feel?
I should feel like that now. Yeah, I think, there's, each play has a life of its own. Some plays I feel great. Some plays and that's even when, everything's going well. When you win by 25, you go back to the film and there's stuff to correct. When you lose, there's stuff to correct. When you win, there's stuff to correct. It just hurts worse when you lose. So my mindset will be the same. It's just go back to the tape and correct what I need to correct, get ready for next week.
Right, so he's losing this game is infuriating. Would you agree with that word, or
Yeah.
other words you could use?
It's a good word.
You hadn't played for 9 months until last week. It would seem logical that would be part of it. I don't know if you call it rust or whatever, but just the feeling of not quite being in rhythm. Is that accurate?
I don't know. I think if I'm out there, I'm out there.
Can a loss like this create a chip on your guys' shoulder going into next week's game?
I think we all have a chip on our shoulder for a lot of different reasons. It's more about execution than an effort thing. You just got to execute better as a unit.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.